How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the season 3 finale of the Wolves European Dream here on Football Manager 2019. As always, guys, appreciate the support again for another season. It's getting to the point now where we've really got to knuckle down. I think the idea of this series, obviously, is to get European glory, and we've come close, but not quite far enough. Today, we're going to be finding out, will we be in European competition next season? And how we're going to get on to end the season as well. Let's go and check out how we've been getting on in the meantime. So after a devastating result against Liverpool in the Champions League, we sort of got our own back. It was a really rotated team, but we managed to snatch a 1-0 win away at Anfield. With a goal from Divock Origi, obviously against his old club, but as you can see from our team on the right there, Walker came in for Mbabu, Malcolm, Declan Rice, Grealish and Vinagre. It was a completely changed attacking midfield force, and Chucho coming in as well. So overall, really happy with that performance, a really great win. We took that format into the next game at Molineux. Divock Origi piping up again with another 2 goals, and Luka Jovic. Is it Jovic? Yeah. Someone did tell me in the comment section how to pronounce it. Luka Jovic with the 3rd goal to give us a massive 3-0 win against Burnley. Fully deserved. To be fair though, look, they had more of the ball than us, but we took our chances. We were ultra clinical, made up for any of their errors, and yeah, great 3 points. And then we move on to the most recent game where we beat Swansea 4-2. We were 2-0 up with a goal from Jovic and Origi again. Fiete Arp, though, grabbed 2 goals to get Swansea back level in the game. But then another 2 goals from Luka Jovic, grabbed himself a hat-trick and gave us a fantastic 4-2 victory. And as you can see, the last time we lost in the Premier League was all the way back in February against Arsenal. We've been on a fantastic run, and it's got to end today against Newcastle United. Let's have a quick look at the league table. As you can see, we're 7th in the league at the moment, 2 points behind Tottenham. I'm not too sure how European qualification is going to work this season because Leeds have already got it through the Carabao Cup, I'd assume. Yes. There's a possibility that one of our English teams could win the Champions League, and definitely either Liverpool or Manchester City will win the FA Cup. So ideally, I don't know how it's going to work, but ideally we need to win today anyway. What we'll do after we've won the game today, we'll bounce forward a week or so to check out our results, see if we're in European competition, and have a little end of season review. So then here are the teams for our final game of the season. Newcastle got some good players in there with Michy Batshuayi up top, Rebic on the left, Vazquez on the right, and Szymanski in the middle. Wanyama and Kuku in the middle. Matvienko, O'Connell, Socrates and Zappacosta at the back with Dubravka in goal. 4-4-2 for us. Jovic and Origi start up top. Ontiveros at left midfield with Adama on the right. Andre Gomez and Neves sit in the middle with Arana and Walker at full back. Bolly and Kaletakar in the middle. And Dean Henderson in goal. Patricio's only just come back from his injury, so I thought, you know what, we'll keep Dean Henderson in the side. Henderson, you know, he's kept a couple of clean sheets in there. And he's been all right. And I'm glad that a sub-goalkeeper like him is getting game time, upping his value a little bit. Sondre Rosbach, who was loaned to Huddersfield in the Championship, is doing extremely well as well. They could get promoted. I think I'm going to have to either keep Henderson or Rosbach. I think in terms of quality, they're not too dissimilar. In terms of age, they're not too dissimilar. But the one thing Henderson has as an advantage over Rosbach is that he's English. We've got that homegrown nationality. But there's a chance here for us, maybe. Ontiveros maybe was fouled there, but Jovic has a shot. And it was low and hard, but Dubravka makes the save. It's still 0-0 here. And Newcastle now going to go route one, perhaps, towards Batshuayi. Willy Bolly won the header. Only as far as Vazquez now on the right, who's cutting in. Great challenge. Here's Wanyama from range. Always hit the bar. And Rebic couldn't quite get there. Adama is going to keep it in. But that was the first chance of the game there for both sides. To Rana with the free kick. To Neves here. Had a much better run in the team this season, hasn't he, Ruben Neves? Was a bit stop-start last year. Walker with the ball in towards Origi, who's had a big boost in his form recently, which is fantastic to see. And Wanyama now picking up the ball and over to Vazquez on the right. As it stands, we need to win. I think Spurs are winning anyway, so we've got to win and just hope maybe they drop points. If not, we've got to rely on cup results maybe. I'm not too sure how it's going to work, but Rebic with a chance. Ball in, a Newcastle lead. And it's Michy Batshuayi with his 15th for the season to give Newcastle a lead at St James's Park. And it was out of nothing, really, wasn't it? That's their first clear-cut chance of the game, other than Wanyama when he hit the bar. It was ball into Rebic on the left, low and hard. And it beats, I think it's a Rana there at the left. Batshuayi just tucks it in at the back post. Zappacosta with a throw-in. Back to Zappacosta now on the ball. Ball it towards Rebic. Cleared away, and Wanyama, we know can hit them. He's already tried one this game. And Nkunku. Is it Nkunku? I don't know how you pronounce it. But oh, there's 2-0. It's Batshuayi again with a second of the game. And it was a tap-in for him. And Newcastle now are flying. Nkunku. I don't know. Why is that a mouthful to say? It looks just a simple name. I'm going to call him Nkunku. Nkunku. Nkunku? I don't know. It just seems wrong. It's Neves on the ball. Whips it in. And Dubravka makes the stop. It's Newcastle 2, Wolves 0. Just after half-time here. Pretty disappointing start to the game for us. Oh, and Batshuayi's in for his hat-trick maybe, and Henderson. And the defence sorted it out in the end. Here's Arana. Punts it forward towards Jovic, who's got a chase. And he'll give it to Socrates. Dubravka clears it forward. Oh, and missed it again. Kaletakar is having a nightmare. And Batshuayi could get his hat-trick. And not quite. Henderson clears away. Newcastle all over us at the moment. We can't seem to get out of our own half. And it's Matt Vienko who comes and hits the ball wide. Not a good performance from us so far. Just looking at the team, 51 minutes gone. Is it worth me making a change just yet? Origi been quiet. We're going to bring on Jota, who's obviously just come back from injury, so not 100% sharp, but we know what he's capable of. Here's Matvienko with the ball forward. Rebic couldn't win the header, but Nkunku to Vazquez now on the right. Whips it in awkwardly. Kaletakar heads away. And there was Batshuayi again. Rebic into Nkunku. And pokes it out to Matvienko again on the left-hand side. Back to Wanyama. Victor Wanyama into Nkunku. And he gets onto his right foot. There's Batshuayi, who came very, very close to grabbing his hat-trick. Newcastle looking dangerous again coming forward. Here's Arana with a throw-in. Ontiveros goes down right on the edge of the area. And he's going to go and check the VAR. Now, if I had to say something, that looks like a pen. But, you know with this game, it's probably 9 times out of 10 it's a free kick. I think I've seen one penalty given. Come on. What are you saying, ref? Free kick. I would have said that was right on the line. I don't know if that classes, obviously, as a penalty or not, but that's a little bit annoying. Here's Walker. Short to Declan Rice. Back out to Carl Walker here. Crossed in. As far as Jota. Lets it go for Rice again. Gomez into Rice. Rice back to Andre Gomez here. He'll link it into Jovic, who beats his man. And, oh, they've given a penalty. Now, he's got to say it's a penalty. I was going to say, because he went for on goal. It's going to be Javi Ontiveros, who's been very, very quiet the last few games. This end of the season, despite his winning, he's just not been involved in the goals. And can he score the penalty? No, he can't. Wow, a shocking end to the season for the left winger. And Javi Ontiveros with another miss. And it looks like we're going to fire a blank and Newcastle are going to grab a 2-0 win up against us today. Pretty disappointing that because, yeah, I mean, we've had chances to score goals, haven't we? And that penalty there at the end, straight down the middle, the keeper saved it. But Batshuayi's goals were the difference today. Javi Ontiveros missing a penalty, but it was a comfortable performance in the end for Newcastle, who dominated the game. And not an ideal way to end the season. So then, there we go. Confirmation of our 2-0 defeat. Tottenham in the end winning 2-0 against West Bromwich Albion. The teams that have gone down, Bournemouth, Brighton and Norwich, with just 15 points. It's been a very poor season for Norwich with Oleg Kononov in charge. In terms of managers, he's been their manager. Well, I mean, Daniel Farke's been there up until this season. And Kononov has not been there, well, 8 games. He's not won a single match. So there it is, confirmation at the end of the season. So I'm going to skip forward a week or so to check what is going on and check really whereabouts we are in terms of Europe. So there we go, confirmation. Malcolm, 1 goal of the season. Let's see if we can quickly see that goal. Oh, it's back in the days that we had Nabry It's a sad time. But yeah, Malcolm with this goal coming up. Coletta Carr and Declan Rice at the back, but here he was picking up the ball on the right hand side, running with it. A magnificent solo attempt and then smashes it in. Beautiful goal. I've had a word with him and he says he scored better goals previously. All right, soz. First initial budgets are £63 million. With 2.3 million wage budget. Before we move on to see if we're in European football, what I'm going to do is quickly look through the squad, tell you my plans potentially for next season. I think one of the things that we need to do is bolster the squad out a little bit more with English players. I don't think we've got enough and not enough quality in certain areas. So goalkeeper wise, Rui Patricio coming on a little bit now, but at 34 years of age, he's still decent. We have a look at him. To be fair, just 3 clean sheets all season, 4 clean sheets in the Champions League. Probably want a little bit more in that point of view, but I'm not going to be blaming him because start of the season our defence was shocking. Dean Henderson has come in though and grabbed 2 clean sheets in just 5 games. He's a great backup for us to have. He's going to get more game time next season. Diogo Costa was brought in purely as a backup. He played 3 games for us overall, kept 2 clean sheets, which isn't a bad return either. But a young goalkeeper with lots of promise. Potentially we could sign him depending on the price, but no doubt he would be loaned out. Jacob Hart was brought in as a backup. I don't think we'll renew his loan, but best of luck for him for the future. Benoit Badiashile showed really promising signs. Look at his Champions League. He got an 8.2 average rating across his 2 games. Not too bad in the Premier League as well. Only 21 years of age. So I'm expecting a lot more from him next season. Willy Bolly as well. 31 now, believe it or not. Still looking as solid as ever. Fantastic average ratings across the board in the Champions League, Premier League and the FA Cup. Definitely one that we will be keeping next year. Kyle Walker as well, still got his pace despite being at 31. Solid all-round season for him, really, and obviously fills that English category for us. Coletta Carr, he came in with quite a big price tag, if you remember. Had a couple of injury issues and so on, but some decent performances, especially in the Champions League and so on. 6'4". He's a unit, so I think him and Benoit Badiashile potentially the future for us at the back. Declan Rice, it looks like he's finally got over his little problem that he had throughout the start of the season. There are clubs that are still majorly interested in him, but again, I'm going to say if we're going to get bids for him, I'm not selling him for anything less than about 45-50 million. We've spent 30 million on him last season. He was fantastic. This season, it took him a little while to get into things. Kevin Mbabu, who came in on a free a couple of years ago, still been stellar. Again, Champions League, most players had great average ratings. In the Premier League, he was competing with Kyle Walker a bit more, but still very good player for us and someone that I want to keep despite us having some big interest in him from Juventus as well. Guilherme Arana, a good backup. He actually played probably a little bit more than I expected this season, but signed on a free, valued at 13. We didn't sign him on a free. We bought him for 8.25 million, valued at 13 million now. Along with Reguilon as well, who he was competing with at left back as ever. He was signed on a free, and not quite as good as last season, but still a decent campaign for him. Ruben Vinagre as well. I think we need to start trying to get him some more first-team football. The way Javi Ontiveros ended the season, Vinagre may be getting more football soon. The scouts don't think he's going to get much better than what he is at the moment, but 21 years of age, and he always delivers. 4 goals, 6 assists for him last season. Andre Gomez, again, a fantastic campaign for him. Great in Champions League, 4 goals and 2 assists. 28 years of age now, valued at almost £40 million and on almost 100 grand a week. Neves as well, great to see him getting more first team football. 26 games overall and valued at 30 million now. I've seen him go for higher in game, but that was actually on paper one of his worst campaigns. It is his worst average rating wise since we started with Wolves. Jean Martino, now he he pretty much struggled to get a lot of game time, to be honest. He's still so good, but physically now he's deteriorating. He's not good for the Premier League. That isn't. So I think we will look to actively sell João. Valued at 3.1 million, we may get a little bit of money back for him, but a good average rating from him, to be fair, this season. But I think to try and get that 90 grand off the wage budget is probably pretty key. Malcolm as well struggled to actually break into the team at times through Adama, but he was one of our best performers. If you look at average rating, great in the Champions League, great in the Yeah, great in the Champions League, great in the Premier League. Signed for just 5.7 million. If we were to ever sell him, I think we get upwards of 30 to 40 million for him. Jack Grealish is another one. Probably I did look to sell him actively last season. Attribute-wise, he's not actually that strong, but he's a great player to have as a rotation. Only played a handful of games this season, but he's a homegrown player, and he will be worth a fortune if we were to ever sell him as well. Adama Traore, great campaign, one of the best performers. With a good amount of games, great amount of assists, 9 assists overall for him. And of course, technically and mentally, he doesn't actually look that strong, but his physicals of his pace really help him as a player. Javi Ontiveros, great start to the campaign. 7 goals in 14 games in the league. But for some reason, that little end to the season, it didn't go for him. But big season possibly for him coming up. Really looking forward to seeing what he can produce coming forward. James Rodriguez, that was a non-starter this season. Look at the amount of games he played for us, the amount of money we spent on him. He spent half the time in the medical room. Divock Origi finally started finding his form towards the end of the season. 10 goals overall in the league, 1 in the Champions League as well. Looking forward to a big season from Divock Origi again next year. Diogo Jota finally started finding his feet as well. 57 grand a week he's on. Still got another 3 years on his contract, and his value is shooting up. 11 goals for him. 5 in the Champions League. Great average ratings throughout for Diogo. Luka Jovic, what a player he was that we signed on a free. Finishing of 17, and my goodness, 17 goals overall. Fantastic player. And Chucho, really great introduction for him to come back into the team in January. 8 goals in the Premier League. I don't think they were all for us though, were they? 2 goals for us in 11 games. 5 starts. I actually like the look of him. I think he's going to have a good campaign next year. I'm pretty happy with our front 4 options at the moment. Of course, we've got people that aren't at the club still that we're waiting for. All these players that haven't got their work permits, I'm probably going to have to look to sell. Lucio Piccoli is one that I want to try and bring back. He had a very good campaign over in Spain. Matias Vargas as well. I mean, they're valued a lot, but the worst thing is they're on big wages as well. So Vargas and Robertone, who I'd love to play, would be one of our best central midfielders. I need to try and make a decision on them. But yeah, looking forward to that. Let's quickly skip forward though. Let's see what's going to be happening for us in European competition next season. So it looks like we haven't qualified for European football. A little bit annoying. We missed out in the end by 5 points in the league. And obviously not winning out on any cup competition. So next season we've got to go hard. We've got to go and try and get European football back. Don't worry, it's probably going to be one of the best seasons of the lot. We can focus fully on the league and possibly the cups. We're going to go hard. We're going to go hard in the transfer window. Guys, hopefully you could join me for that. Make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. As always, guys, I appreciate the support. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.